Dear students, I'm glad to be here once again, and I am here to discuss about the topic that we have, decision support system. Okay, so the subject that we are going to discuss about decision support system. This subject is very much useful for you people. Okay, so what we are going to learn now is most useful for your further employment. Okay, so now you are doing MBA. After MBA, you are going to be placed as a manager role. Okay, is it not? You are going to place a manager role where you are involved in through the administration, and you are responsible for the organization, and at the same time you are responsible for the employees, those who are working in an organization. Okay, so whatever that the exact time period, if you are going to take the decision, will fetch to the organization in to support to the organization. Okay, so one and from one side and other side also, that should be benefited to the organization. That should be benefit to the organization. Here we are going to discuss about the subject, that is decision support system. Okay, decision support system. So what is a decision support system? A decision support system is an information system that aids a business in decision making activities that require judgment. Okay, that require the judgment. What the decision that you are going to take is plays a major role. Is plays a major role in terms of to the management, in terms of to the employees, those who are working under the managers. Okay, the information system assists the mid and high level management. Just now I told you, this is assist to the middle level and higher level of the management of an organization by analyzing huge volumes of unstructured data and accumulating information that can help to solve problems. Okay, that can help to solve the problems. So whatever that exactly a time period that you are going to take the decision will support to the management and to the employees. Okay, a decision support system is either human powered, automated, or a combination of both. The decision that you are going to take is a human management or human thinking, or it is based on the system. By doing some system work on the computer, and it is going to give you what is the decision that you are going to take based on the information that you have. Okay, based on the information that you have. Okay, now we can see need and benefits of decision support system. A decision support system produces detailed information reports by gathering and analyzing data. So what is the data that we have? The data you have to analyze. The previous data and current situation. It is not only the previous data, entire you have to consider based on the previous data and what is the current problem that you are going to have. So combining that, you have to evaluate a new thing. Okay, so that the management and the employees have to be benefited. Hence, a DSS is different from a normal operation application. Okay, it is different from normal operational application whose goal is to collect data and not analyze it. Okay, there is a team that is collecting the data. So based on the collecting data, according to the problem that you are facing, is combining and you have to take a decision. Okay, that is there. So in an organization, a DSS is used by the planning departments. Okay, a decision support system used by the planning department, such as the operations department. Okay, so what is the operation department is having, that is the how the things are going in an organization, how the things are going in an organization. So you can get the information from the operation organization department, and which collects data and creates a report. What the operation management will have, it will collect the data and it will have a report, and that will give to the managers for taking the decision making. Okay, mainly A DSS is used in sales projection. Okay, so it is not only to the sales management, it is also in the production also. Okay, when you are taking the decision, it improves the sales department as well as it will improve the production also. Okay, for inventory and operations, inventory means operations. Okay, related data and to present information to customers in an easy to understand manner. Okay, what the decision that you are going to take is supposed to the understand the manner. Okay, and decision making rather than a traditional system. This decisional um, decision support system is helps to, it is not like traditional system, and it is a information system is giving, is providing to help in the sales as well as the production. Okay, this is the information is based on the previous problems and according to the the problem that you are going to face currently. Okay, decision making process. So what are the things are there in decision making process? We can see here the three main components that are the model management system, user interface and knowledge base. Okay, we can see the three components of decision making system, that are model management system and user interface and knowledge based. Okay, so the model management system is nothing but it is stores models that managers can use in their decision making. The information that you are going to give is based on the models. Okay, is based on the how they will define a model in such a way that to explain about the problem and the solution. To explain, see, this problem is we are getting because of this, and if you apply this we can solve from this problem. It is explained based on some models. Okay, the models are used in decision making regarding the financial health of the organization and forecasting demand of the good, good or service. Okay, so this is useful for the decision making regarding the financial health of the organization and forecasting demand for a good service, for a, that is the organization's good environment. This model management system will helps. Okay, the second one, that is user interface. The user interface includes tools that help the end user of a DSS to navigate through the system. Okay, so here how the things are explaining by user interfaces, how the person is involving with what type of the problem. Okay, the user interface includes tools, okay, that help the end user of a DSS to navigate through the system. The end user how he is involving in the problem. So that if you apply this in a way, in such a way that so that we can minimize the problem. It is not eliminating the problem, but we can minimize the problem and we can go forward. Okay, that is. And the third one is knowledge based. Third one is knowledge base. The knowledge base includes information from internal sources, that is, information collected in a transaction process system. Transaction process system is nothing but how the things are going in the organization. So when it is going to communicate from the department to department, so what happens? There is a chance of miscommunication. Okay, there is a chance of a miscommunication. To overcome from that miscommunication, this knowledge based management is used. Okay, so the knowledge base includes information from internal sources, where how the problem it is arising, how the problem is arising in the transaction process system, and external sources. So how the internal sources are involved in the external sources, that is, for example, we collect the information from newspapers and online databases. Okay, we can see this diagram here. This decision support system is based on, just now we have seen, model management system, user interface and knowledge based. Okay, see, we can see the types of decision support system. What are the different types of decision systems? See, the types of decision systems just now we have seen is, that is communication driven and model driven, knowledge driven, document driven and data driven. Just now we have seen the three, but elaborately we can see that communication driven, model driven, knowledge driven, document driven and data driven. Okay, so what is communication driven? Communication driven is nothing but we can communicate the employees with the help of the management. We can communicate about the problem and the solutions. Allows companies to support tasks that require more than one person to work on the task. See, if a person, an individual person is involving in that, he will apply only his mind. His mind is limited according to his thinking, is it not? It is limited according to the level of his thinking. So if the person, more than one person is involving in communicating, so that the problems can be arise, so that we can minimize the problems. Okay, we can minimize the problems. It includes integrated tools such as Microsoft SharePoint, Workspace, and Google. So for this communication also, for betterment, we can use the SharePoint or these tools or such that Google Documents and PowerPoint or any documentation also. Okay, any document also we can use, or any Google supplied the documentations. Okay, and model driven is nothing but to that problem and solution is defined with the help of the models, allows access to and the management of financial, organizational, and statistical models. Okay, through this model driven, these financial, organizational, and statistical models are developed. Okay, and data is collected, and based on the data is collected, and parameters are determined using the information provided by users. What are the things are going in that are known as the parameters. How the information is passing is known as the parameters are determined using the information provided by the users. The information is created into a decision making model to analyze the situation. Okay, so with the help of this decision support system, we are going to analyze the data, the content, okay, through the model driven, and how we can minimize the problems, how we can go forward through this problems. Okay, knowledge driven, that is provides factual and specialized solutions. What are the problems and what are the internal things, that is specialized solutions for the problems to situations by using stored facts, to situations by using stored facts, that are the procedures, rules, or interactive decision making, or interactive decision making for structural like flowcharts. Okay, this knowledge driven based also is used for as flowcharts. Flowcharts by no, the by drawing the flowchart, we can easy to understand how the information it is passing. How the flowchart is also nothing but the knowledge driven. Okay, so by giving drawing the flowchart, we can easy to analyze what is the problem and what we can minimize the problems. Okay, document driven is nothing but we all put the information on a document, is it not? So manages unstructured information in different electronic formats. It is like unstructured information in different electronic formats. Okay, it is nothing but a document. So the document, if you study what are the different environments of the different the different departments. Okay, so it will give an outline, it will give an outline of the problem. So we can also can think about the simplifies the problem, to simplifies the problem. This is data driven. Data driven helps companies to store and analyze internal and external data. How the departments are communicating through the from the internal to the external data. From the internal organization, how the organization is influencing the external environments. How the organization is influencing the external environment. Okay, see, if you um, think about the advantages of decision support system. What are the different advantages of the decision support system? At a point of time, we can take the decisions. A right decision always helps to the organization. A right time, right decision is support the organization, because you are going to play a major role in the organization, is it not? So after completing your MBA, you are going to work as a middle level as a manager. So you are communicating with the employees through the management level. Okay, so always you have to support to the higher level with the help of the your lower level. Okay, so what are the advantages of the decision support system? A decision support system increases and speed and efficiency of decision making activities. Is it not? A right time decision, right time, right uh, data, right time, right solution. Always fetch to increase the organization levels. Is it not? It is increases the speed and efficiency of decision making. Okay, so that fetches to the organization to flourish in the market. Okay, so it is also possible as a DSS can collect and analyze real time data. So what is mean by real time data? What is the problem that they are facing and what is how they are going to overcome from the problem. It is not only from your organization, and it also you can collect the data from what the related the information from other organizations. Okay, so how they are going to minimize the problems and how they are going to success in their business. Okay, that is you have to analyze for a real time data. It promotes training within the organization as specific skills must be developed to implement and runs as DSS within an organization. So, for the decision making support system, we also have a training program. That is in training program that is within the organization for specific skills to improve the specific skills and how it is going to be developed to implement the DSS support in the organization by with the help of the some internal training process with the help of the internal training process. So it automates monotonous managerial processes. It also automates, that is monotonous means nothing but it is not any individual's one. Okay, it is not an individual's one, and it is a in collection environment. It is a collection environment, and which means more of the manager's time can be spent on decision making. See, it is not so easy. What is the problem that we are finding, and what is the solution for that? Okay, so these managers have to think and communicate with the employees and what is the problem, how that it is related to the employees and how it is indirectly involving in the higher level. So thinking all these aspects and keeping your time can be spent on taking the decision making support system. Okay, it also improves interpersonal communication within the organization. When you are communicating with the employees through the management, it also improves the interpersonal communication within the organization. Obviously, so for anything that we can discuss about the disadvantages of decision support system. What are the disadvantages of decision supporting system? The cost to develop and implement a DSS is a huge capital investment, which makes it less accessible to smaller organizations. See, small organizations cannot afford to make a DSS support system. It is related to the cost effective manner so that it is a little bit costly and a small organization cannot run this decision making system. Okay, and a company can develop a dependence on a DSS if an organization is using or developing a dependence on the DSS as it is integrated into daily decision making processes. Is it not? When a production is started from day by day, day to day, and every day it is going on. So, what are the problems related to the day to day activities? Is it not? So, it is based on the daily decision making process to improve the efficiency and speed. Always that efficiency and speed should be highlighted to be you can say it is highlighted, it is to more, we have to give more efficiency and more speed, then only we can go further to get more money for the organization. Is it not? When the efficiency and speed increases, then we can get a more production so that we can get more amount of okay. However, managers tend to rely on the system too much, which takes away the subjectivity aspect of decision making. So always the managers have to think about what are the different problems or uh, there in the organization. Okay, so a DSS may lead to information overload because an information system tends to consider all aspects of a problem. See, when a problem comes to the management level, always. See, there are the employees are working for example, more than 100 people. Okay, where the management of the organization may be a 10 to 15 people, 10, 1 for 10 people under the management. For example, more than 100 people are working for that organization, and manager level is only 3 or 4 or 5. Okay, so who is getting more pressure on that? That managers only, is it not? So that DSS may lead to information overload because of information system tends to consider all aspects of a problem. What is the problem and what is directly or indirectly is involved into the problem. So if you think all the aspects of that, then only a best decision that you can take. The best decision that you can take. So it creates a dilemma for end users as they are left with the multiple choices. So always there will be the best suitable activity and supportive activity also. Okay, alternative decisions also always will be there. So which decision that we have to take, whether a suitable, sometimes what happens, a suitable decision will take, then it reflects in other areas. Okay, suppose for some time if you take alternative decisions, so that slowly we can streamline the things, slowly we can streamline to minimize the problems. And implementation of a DSS can cause fear and backslash from lower level employees. So whenever the decision you are taking, so always what happens, the employees of the organization, a daily routine they will do. If you want to implement something new to them, so always they will think that it disturbs their activity, it disturbs their daily routine. So that they are not good enough to support the DSS. Okay, so it is because many of them are not comfortable with new technology and are afraid of losing their jobs to technology. Is it not? So sometimes what happens, if you are going to implement new technology in the organization to minimize, to reduce the efficiency, to minimize the manpower, so the employees always will think about their manpower, their job. If you are introducing the new technology, they also may think that whether I will be work for a year, for they may ask me to leave. Is it not? You can see the framework of computerized decision analysis. Framework for computerized decision make analysis. You can see that is structured, semi-structured, and structured. Structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. Okay, where in different levels: operational control, management control, strategic planning, and information system support. And information system support. Okay, so what are the different levels of the operation level in structured, semi-structured, unstructured are accounts receivable, order entry. Is it not? Structured means accounts receivable, where how much money is spending on different areas and what are the different orders that are getting. It is streamlining the daily day-to-day routine. Is it not? So accounts receivable and order entry. What are the different orders they got and what is the quantity order they got and how much load that we are sending. Whether according to that sending we get the related information, the related money or not. Okay. In semi-structured it is production scheduling and inventory control. Okay, in semi-structured for operational control it is production scheduling. What, see, according to the order that we got, so according to that we have to work on the inventory. Is it not? What is inventory? A store. Okay, after finished goods store is inventory, and we are having the sufficient stock, or we have to go for the increase of the production. Okay, to increase the production, what is the workload have to give to the that employee. Okay, production scheduling and inventory control according to the order that we got. So we have the inventory, sufficient inventory or not. Okay, for this operational control, For if you think about the unstructured in operational control, it is a emergency time like that. There is no specific rule or like that. If all of a sudden you got a suppose an order, based on that we'll go to the scheduling and of the employees, and we are immediate to start the production, and we try to send it. Okay, this is not structured, it is not manner. Okay, for unstructured. So if you think about the structure in management level, that is budget analysis, is it not? So it is not easy to when you feel think, and if you are always thinking about according to your mindset going on for production, is it? It is not like that. Always the middle management will think about what is our budget. Okay. So whether to get the raw material we have the sufficient money or not, or we are getting the money from the our where to whom we are supplied, is it not? We supplied and we are we are getting the money. So what is the that money that we have, whether it is supports to go for the production, is it not? Budget analysis, short term forecasting. So short term forecasting will be there, long term forecasting also will be there. Long term is a long role to develop in the organization, is it not? And personal reports, make up or by analysis, make or by sometimes what happens if you got a huge order, so immediately we'll go for to get the same production from nearby organization. Getting my point? The same item, if you are not able to product, okay, you will buy the same production from the other employees, so that we can do the related modification and will supply to our customer. Is it not? That is. And semi-structured, you can think about credit evaluation. Okay. So always we will give the credit also to the suppliers. Okay. And credit evaluation, budget preparation. Okay, we also have to think about the credit evaluation, budget preparation, and plant layout. Whether one plant we have, the production plant we have, is it sufficient? What are the orders that we are receiving? So based on that, it is sufficient to develop the production, or it is better to go for the next plant. Okay, project scheduling. So all the employees are working according to the time period given. Reward system design, reward. So what happens sometimes is if you give the reward system, so that it improves the production, giving some reward to the employees, so it also will improve the production. And for unstructured manner also, this negotiating, recruiting, and executive buying, hardware lobbying. Okay, management always will think about which thing that we have to negotiate, and whether we have to recruit the new manpower, or executive, or buying hardware, or that is we are better to go for automated the tools, or lobbying. Okay, we can keep something like like that. Strategic planning. Okay, so for strategic planning, it will go smoothly in structured manner. In semi structured, that is building a new plant, mergers and acquisitions, planning, product quality assurance, compensation, etc. Okay, so it is going for the building a new product, or merging, or if you want to if you are going high level production, getting your new orders, many orders you are getting. So what happens? Better to go for the merging of same production that your component is developing. You can merge that. Okay, and you also can product like that. And product quality assurance, compensation. Okay, if we think about unstructured, new technology development, product R&D, social responsibility, see, always there should be research and development method. Okay, so if the research and development method is running in organization, that organization will flourish. Otherwise what happens? The organization will go down, will go down. If if any person is starting with one product, the product have to be run for more than decades, for more than decades. Okay, so if the product is there for more than 10 years, what happens within the 10 years, the the usage of that product is different. Getting my point? It is differently they may use. Try to understand my point. That is, if an organization has to be stable according to the use of the customer, you have to make a change in the production. You have to make change in the product, the item. Is it not? Then only you will be there in the market. Otherwise, what happens? Your graph will go down. Your graph will go down. Is it not? Getting my point? You think about, there are many companies, for example, this camera roll or something or some, many organizations lost their production, lost their mm, visibility. Okay, they lost from the organization. Is it not? And many companies are flourished because they are working on that, and they are working on R&D, and they are flourishing, they are going forward. Okay, that is information system for structured is, that is you can use, that is MI, that is management information system. Management information system, that is statistical models and financial models that we can keep. For semi structured, that is decision support systems and business intelligence. Decision support system is nothing but, it is we are taking the decision according to the problem that we are facing based on the some prior information. Okay. For unstructured data, we can see that decision support system, expert systems, enterprise resources planning, and neural networks, and business intelligence, big data. There are many issues. Okay. This is the framework for computerized decision making system. Okay. So what is the problem structure? The first dimension is problem structure. Just now we discussed where decision making process fall along a continuum ranging from highly structured to highly unstructured. Okay, just now we discussed there, and it is explaining here the nature of decisions and decision matrix. Okay, and computer support for structured decisions. The fourth column we have seen that examples of computer support that might be used for the 9 cells in the matrix are displayed in the right hand column and the bottom low figure. Okay, this it is explaining about this 9 columns. Okay, and examples of computer support that might be used for the 9 cells, and structured and some semi-structured decisions, especially of the operational and management control type, have been supported by computers since the 1950s. Since 1950s, we are using this decision support system with the management of the decision making system is based on through paper or paperless or model. Okay, and decisions of this type are made in all functional areas, but particularly in finance and operation management. In particularly, it helps in financial and operation. Financial is, it is related to the organization level and the higher level, and operational level means it is related to the production level. Okay, problems that lower level managers encounter on a regular basis typically have a high level of structure. Okay, so there the problems are facing, there the problems they are facing, that the lower level managers encounter on a regular basis typically have a high level of structure. Okay, so examples are capital budgeting and replacement of equipment, allocating resources, distributing merchandise, and controlling inventory. For each type of structured decision, prescribed solutions have been developed, which often include mathematical formulas. See, decision support system is not only simply keeping something on the paper. So you have to explain in terms of with the mathematical formulas. If you increase this, you can minimize like this. If you increase this, you can minimize like this. You have to apply the notations. Okay. So this is the topics that we covered in this first class. Okay, so this subject is always important for you people, for you people when you are going for a middle level management. Okay, so keep on thinking about how the decision support system helps to the organization level as well as in the employment level. Okay, and you uh, study about this and read about this. If you have any doubt like that, you can communicate me and we can discuss more about this. Okay, thank you.